Hi everyone, welcome back to my backyard for installment number 4 of Bikini Tummy Challenge. Although now that we have a few guys participating in this, I'm calling it the Tummy Challenge and no longer the Bikini Tummy Challenge. So video number 4, exercise number 1, call this one stacked abs. Stay on your back. You're going to stack your feet, one on top of the others. Lay on your back, hands right here if you can. If you need to, you can hold on to something here to give you a bit of leverage, but if you're more advanced, keep your hands right here. So now what you're going to do is that you're going to dip both your legs at the same time. What I want you to try to do though is bring this part of your thigh as close to your chest as possible without lifting your hips. If you lift your hips up, it's still good, you're working your lower abs, but if you keep your hips down to the ground and you push that thigh into your chest, you're going to get a really good stretch in your hamstring and in your glutes. Okay? So bring it as high as you can, and then bring it back down. Don't touch the ground, and then bring it back up again. You really have to make a conscious effort when you get to here to bring that leg down as low as you can. Really good flexibility workout. So do 10 like this, and then switch your legs, and then do 10 like this. Alright, so that's the first one in the set. The second one is a version of what we call the Russian twist. I say a version because a real Russian twist is actually a very subtle movement where you're working your obliques and you're bringing a weight from side to side, but in a very subtle manner. But because, as you know, I'm a real fan of compound exercises, which means exercises that work more than one body part, I like to do this a little differently so that I'm really getting a good arm workout at the same time as I'm working my obliques. My ball is 10 pounds, but I usually do it with 15 or 20 pounds. If you don't have a ball, you can use a dumbbell by using it sideways. Try to find something that weighs at least 10 pounds. So you're going to get your feet off the ground. You're going to lay your chest back in the sit-up position, and you're going to bring the ball down to the side, but I want you to slam it on the ground. Slam it. I want you to slam it on each side. Trying to keep your balance. Now I would go up to 50 with this, 50 on each side. Start with 10 and then work your way up to 50. Okay? So that's number 2, and that's the version of the Russian twist. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Those of you who know me know I'm a huge fan of push-ups. A push-up is a great exercise for the chest, for the arms, for the back, but it's also really good for the abs, because while you're in that push-up position, your abs is what stabilizes you, especially if you're lifting weight from a plank position. You're really working your core. So although it's not an exercise that will give you a six-pack, it's an exercise that will make your core really nice and strong, and the stronger your core, the easier to build a six-pack. So I'm going to show you an exercise that it's actually a push-up, but I'll show you 3 variations of it. So I'm going to do this with 10-pound dumbbells. So I'm going to go in a push-up position with my shoulders directly on top of my arms. Now if you're doing this with your arms narrow, you're doing a tricep push-up, so you're working your arms a little more. If you're doing it wider, you're working more your chest. It's easier wider because your chest is a bigger muscle than your triceps. Okay? So I'm going to do the hard version, but you can open up a little bit. I'm going to do the tricep version. So nice and narrow, my shoulders on top of my hands. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go down in a push-up. I'm going to come back up, and I'm going to row. I'm going to do one on each side. Now when you're rowing, you want to try and squeeze your shoulder blades back together, and you want to try to keep your hips parallel to the ground. What I mean is, try not to do this, okay? And you don't have to come really high up, and your elbow has to be nice and close to your body, alright? So again, down, up, row, row. Although you're working your chest and your back here, you're also really working your core. I'm going to show you a 3rd variation to work your core even more with this one. So you're going to add a scorpion to that. Push up, row, row, bring your leg back as far as you can. Back down, row, row. Bring the leg back, back down. By bringing your leg back, you're really activating your glutes, and you're making it even harder for your abs to stabilize you in that plank position. It's a little more advanced, but try to work your way up to it. That's number 3. Number 4. Number 4 is more of a finishing exercise. You need a chair or any kind of platform. You're going to use your upper body to keep yourself lifted off. So you want to lift your booty off whatever platform you're sitting on. And then you're going to move your knees up and down. Now, by moving your knees up and down in the bicycling motion, you're activating your lower abs. But because you have to stabilize on your hands, your whole core is working. And your quads are working. You can feel that in your legs too. So I'm on just a regular chair. I'm going to lift my body up and do a nice small movement of bicycling. If you can go up to 100 like this, feel a good burn. Okay, this is bikini tummy challenge number 4. Good luck with those exercises, and let me know how you're doing. See you next week.